So one of the big things that we've touched on all the way through is to do with brand and design and that kind of thing. What makes good design for you?
I think bottom line, it's got to be effectiveness. Design is always subjective. Someone doesn't like that colour or doesn't like that campaign or whatever that means. But actually, for the brand itself, relevance and effectiveness has got to be the key. And for us, good design links back to good strategy and actually doing some thinking about what that design is intended to do and who it's intended to be aimed for and what you're trying to achieve with it. And I think when people get that right, then the design brief and good design sort of flows from there. So we talked about Active a little bit before, a financial company, and we recently, last year, finished a rebrand for a kombucha brand, Equinox. And they were very clear when they went into that project that this wasn't just a tidying up their visual veneer and getting a new logo done. It was actually part of their growth plans. They wanted higher listings in Waitrose, they wanted new listings in other supermarkets, they wanted to seek investment. So the brand project was going to be a fundamental part of that. So as we work with them to create this story about balance and energy and define actually their bottle shape and label and the story that sat around that. Coming out of that and after the launch of that, they now sought investment from Yeo Valley and they've now doubled the listing in Waitrose and they're now in Holland Barrett and places like that. So when it comes, not everyone's going to like that label, but for them and their target audience, sales have increased, listings have increased. So effectiveness for them is the measurement of good design. So that's something that's core to what we do, really.
No, spot on. Because it's Seth Godin that talks about trying to find your minimum viable audience. And again, if you try and sell your business to everyone, you'll end up selling it to nobody. It's almost trying to find your niche. So again, I don't know too much about their product, but I'm going to just guess. I'm just going to spitball a bit. If you aim for like middle class families who have 2 kids, one of them might be vegan, they live in this area, they shop at Waitrose, but that is very difficult to someone you might sell Alco Pops to who's under 21 on a lower demographic group. But actually, you're right. It's all about your own business goals and aims and what you're trying to achieve with the brand. And actually, I think in a lot of ways, it's brave of a business owner, especially at the moment, to say, actually, we're going to allocate that chunk of cash on this project, which probably doesn't have an immediate ROI, but actually they know it's the right thing to do. So I think it's... No, spot on. So what are some of your favourite projects you've ever worked on? Do any stand out?
Certainly the Equinox one I mentioned there. That from a size and scale perspective, and as a London client, they're Europe's largest selling kombucha, which was a fantastic coup to sort of win that project. Obviously, I mentioned the Teaswork project as an incredibly local and very emotive project for us. Recently delivered the Active Financial project, which for Carl and the team there, we know personally as well, the friends of ours as well as obviously business clients and networks. It was the next step in the journey with Active, because we worked on brand with them probably about 4 years ago, and it was a focus on professionalising their visual veneer, if you like, and it was a project that was very appropriate at the time for them to support the next stage of growth. Fast forward to sort of the next stage, which was launched about 18 months ago now. The business had changed fundamentally. They'd invested in their headquarters. They wanted to look at redoing their headquarters. So it sort of the interior design and the floor of the building and the environment that we're creating there was very much brand-led. And obviously they had client acquisition targets and client retention targets. So the strategy of the business and the growth plans of the business had changed fundamentally. So them identifying that brand played a key part in that was really heartwarming to us, because we worked with them on helping to understand how that could play a part. But the work that came out of that and this active spirit that we developed that plays a key part in their marketing, that it's all about energy and transparency and dynamism, which represents the values and the way their firm works, all the way back to the sort of the personal values of the directors and the team within the business from a culture and a recruitment perspective. So that's one where we've seen brand play a first-hand role in business growth, if you like, and really supported their growth plans, and to see it come alive in a physical environment, working with the guys at Cocoon and Bauer to help visualize the brand and apply the brand in a visual environment. So they've taken walls down and put glass panels in to support the transparency of the brand, if you like, and this active spirit lives on throughout the building. So they've really gone both feet into what brand can mean, and it impacted on, like I say, not just sales and marketing, but the environment of the living.
It's actually, it's quite, I almost feel a bit jealous that I don't have the money to kind of, but it's just, I get it. I like it. I love it. I just, it's nice to hear someone go to that depth.
I think some of the metrics come out of that in regard to sort of the acquisition they're now seeing, and they're a really clear client acquisition plan, if you like, the value of each client and where they're going to get those clients from. So to see the brand playing a key role in that, but also client retention and them attracting some of the best people around regionally to come and want to work for them because those values are really clear on the outside, and there's that transparency and energy around the firm is brilliant to watch for us.
Because I remember when it launched, because again, it was on Twitter. And one of the things that I love again about your website was almost the fact that, because I liked what I saw, but I can then go in and you tell a story of it and you show all the stuff together. And it's a nice to kind of come and see. And I guess from your own, promotion, it's when anyone can nail one, but it's then when you do it again and again and again with Visualsoft and different companies, it's, I guess that's how you build your brand and you get better and you get better.
Absolutely.